What's going on, guys? Sharpshot here. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. So for today's video, we're going to be going over the top 5 best looping spots on the brand new reworked Haddonfield map. It feels like a brand new map with a ton of new loops, new houses, and a bunch of other cool stuff. So I thought it'd be a cool idea to go into the new map and show you guys the best loop spots so you can get success on this map right away as a survivor. As you guys might know, every time you go into a map on DBD, it's always changing. The map will look different. The loops might be in a different spot. Some loops might not even be there. So before you go to a location, make sure the loop is actually there. And I put the loops in this video in order of potential and how long you can make a chase last in that one single loop. And for each loop, I'm going to showcase the recommended pathing and what path you guys should take around the loop. This also might change according to the killer and how they path it, or if the loop looks differently on your version of Haddonfield. So you might have to improvise and change it up a little bit from there. So yeah, guys, without further ado, let's get right into the video. Coming in number 5, we have the corner garden loop. This loop is in the corner of the map on the right side of the main Myers house, and there are a couple versions of it, but the best version I found is these long bushes with a pallet in between, and there's 2 of them. One of them is closest to the Myers house, and then the other one on the opposite side of the garden where there's a baby carriage, and you can loop around that as well. The pathing on this loop is pretty simple. It's basically just a circle around the pallet and seeing how long you can keep the pallet up and fake dropping the pallet and stuff like that. And if you get lucky enough to get the 2 pallet version of this loop, you can actually loop in the second pallet and keep looping in like a figure 8 a little bit and try and keep the pallets as long as possible, and you're gonna extend the chase for a really long time. And once you're done looping this garden, you can either go back into the main road and loop around the cars, or try and go back into the Myers house. Coming in at number 4, we have the blue house loop. This house changed locations, but in this loop variation, I found it in the top left corner across the street from Myers' house. And this loop is relatively simple. All you have to do is go in through the back of the house and then go all the way to the front corner of the house and vault that little window, and then do really tight loops and keep looping it as many times as you can, which should be a maximum of 3 times. And if you do this right, the killer shouldn't be able to catch you at all. So if you do loop this is like a guaranteed 30-second loop where the killer can't catch you unless they're pretty lucky. And after you loop this, you have a few options. You can either go back into the house and then go up the stairs, which is what I did in this clip, and then you can try and hold the killer. I still have dead hard, so maybe I can hold. Hey! Hold! But that's pretty tough, so you can also either go across the street to the first floor basement house if that's open, or you can go to the neighboring house or the neighboring garden, whichever it may be, and loop there. Or you can also go back out into the main street and loop around the cars there. Coming in at number 3, we have the Myers second floor loop. The Myers house is the middle white house with the pumpkin on the front porch. That one always stays in the same location, but this specific loop, the window might be in a different room, so you have to be careful about that. But basically what you want to do on this loop is enter the house through the front door, then go up the stairs and turn right, and then you want to go to the back room all the way at the end of the stairs, and then go inside the room and vault the window. And once you do that, you want to go back into the front porch and keep repeating this loop as long as you can. As I said before, this window might not be there, and it might be in the room next to it on the left, so it might be a little bit of a different loop, but that works as well. So if you loop this tight enough, you actually will probably be able to get all 3 window loops out of this. It'll be pretty tight at the end, so if you do see the killer is catching up to you, you might have to adjust and go to a different loop. But with that being said, there are a lot of options for you to go after this loop. After the second floor loop, in my opinion, the best loop spot to go to is the first floor of the Myers house, which I'm going to be explaining in our next spot. But you can also drop down, then go to the garden loop that we described in number 5, or you can go back into the main road, or you can go to the yellow first floor house that neighbors the Myers house on the left side. Coming in at number 2, we have the Myers first floor loop. This utilizes a bunch of windows on the first floor, and there's a ton of different variations of this because the front porch can be used really well, and so can the back porch. There's a couple different ways to start this loop off, but a really good way that I found to start off the loop is actually to start off in the front porch. If you have the little window at the end of the porch, what you could do is bait the killer and try and vault the window at the last second when they commit to trying M1ing you at the window. And if you do that, they'll miss the M1 and it'll buy you a lot lot of time to go to the back of the house. And once you're at the back of the house, what you would ideally want to do is loop all the way back again, back into the front porch, and then vault the little window on the right side of the front door. And then that's where your loop really begins. Basically, what you do from this loop is go all the way to the vaultable window on the back porch, and then keep doing that loop until the windows close. If you do this right, the killer won't be able to catch you if they vault both of the windows, because those take a pretty long time. If you do see the killer catching up to you, you can also do some window fakes and fake vaulting some of the windows. A good example of this is fake vaulting the front porch window and then going all the way down to the front porch vault that we described in the beginning. But from this loop, there's a lot of different places you can go to next. You can obviously go to the second floor loop that we described previously, or you can go back to the garden loop we had described in number 5, back to the main road, or back to the yellow house that neighbors the Myers house. Coming in at number 1, we have the White House loop. In this loop variation, I found this White House across the street from the garden loop that we described in number 5. This house has so many good windows to loop from, but the best one that I found is to first go through the front door and then go all the way to the left corner of the house and vault the window there, and then keep doing that loop until the window closes. And then from this loop, what you can do next is either vault the window, then go through the back door back inside the house and vault the window closest to the back door, or you could just go through the front door and then take a right and then vault the window there. You can also go back up to the second floor, which I didn't show in this clip, but the second floor actually has a pretty good window that you can drop down from if the breakable door isn't broken. But be careful of this, because if the breakable door up there is broken, the killer will be able to just drop down without vaulting the window and catch up to you really quickly. This is, in my opinion, the best house to loop inside of. It's in the corner of the map, so it's actually good if you bring the killer all the way out to a corner and they're really far away from other gens. With that being said, there's really only 3 places you can go from in this loop. You can either go to the house next to it if that's there, or you can go across the streets to the gardens, or go back into the main road and loop around the cars. Just a bonus loop that I had found that was pretty cool in the basement of the 1-story yellow house. I found a loop variation where on both sides of the stairs there was a pallet, so if you can greed the pallets and keep looping there, you'll have 2 pallets to your disposal. But out of the 15 map variations I had checked for these loops, I had only found that loop once, so it's pretty rare, but if you can get it, you can definitely try and maximize its potential. So yeah guys, those were the loops on the brand new Haddonfield. Let me know in the comments if you found this video helpful, and also let me know if you want to see top 5 looping spots for other maps. I think that'd be a pretty interesting series to put on the channel. So yeah guys, that's been the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you're new. This has been Sharpshaw, and I will see you guys in the next video.